What's up, everyone? All right, Monday morning, it's the start of a new week. I'm excited. Today was another great day of trading, finishing the morning up $7,516.04. Man, another great day of trading. I'm at $75,000 of profit on the month, $9,000 away from my best month ever. Best month ever was last month when I made $84,000. And my best month ever was the month before that when I made $82,000. So this is just an incredible hot streak. 3 months of $80,000. I mean, that's crazy. Right now, I am just grateful for January momentum. The January effect is in full force. That's when traders come back into the market, start to rebuild their portfolios after closing out trades at the end of the year, taking their tax losses and all that stuff. So we're back at it, having a great month, and here we are at the beginning of a new week. We've still got, 7 days left in the month, and I think that I have a chance of this not only being my best month ever, but I have a chance of breaking $100,000 in profit this month. I'm going for $100 grand, and we'll see what happens. All right, so this morning when I sat down to trade, I've got my dog here hanging out by my feet. She missed me. She was so happy that I'm home. This morning when I sat down, I knew that I was a little bit tired. This weekend traveling, it was a really long day on Saturday from LA to Minneapolis, layover from Minneapolis back to Hartford, driving back home, got home really late on Saturday night, was super caffeinated, couldn't really sleep. Sunday, had all these errands to run. So here on Monday morning, I asked myself, all right, did I eat well? Did I sleep well? And the answer was no. And no, I'm tired. There's not a lot of food in the house. I'm kind of worn out. So I said, I'm only going to trade for an hour today. I feel like I'm going to be trading with sort of, limited emotional and mental capacity. And you have to really be mindful of that, because when you're kind of tired and not feeling really 100%, you can make impulsive decisions. You can start to get frustrated. You can just trade aggressively, trade sloppy. And so I wanted to be careful today. Now, my last 3 trades of the day were 3 back-to-back losers, and that was my cue to throw in the towel and be done for the day. But you know what? $7,500 is a great day. And today was my first day of trading in the IRA account, which is really exciting. I'm going to make a separate video where I talk about the IRA, show you guys how I set up the account, what my goals are, and break it all down for you. But today, let's get into the midday market recap. But before we do, let's roll that intro video. All right, so let's start breaking down the trades from today. So let's see, let me drag up my Lightspeed account here. So there's my Lightspeed account, $6,316.04. And here is my Interactive Brokers account. Finishing, this is a little confusing here, and I'll explain this in a second. Finishing up $1,200 in this account, and I have no idea what the commissions will be, but they're not going to be high because I only took 1 trade. There's a second line here, which is the demo account. I took my first trade accidentally in the demo account that they set up for you when you open an account with them. So that was a little bit of a bummer because it was a $660 win. This account only has $8,733 in it. So it's a really small account. So to make $600 is a great trade, and that was really annoying that I realized after I closed the trade that it was in the demo version, not in my actual live account. So I'm going to have a whole separate video where I talk about setting up this Interactive Brokers account and why I've done it, but it's an IRA account, a Roth IRA account. So this is a retirement account. I can't draw out any of the gains until I'm 59 and a half years old, but all of the gains are tax-free, and it's tax-free when I take the money out as well. So I don't have to pay income tax when I pay myself, $100,000 when I'm 59 and a half years old. It's totally tax-free. So there's a huge advantage there. The disadvantage of trading in an IRA account is that you don't have margin. You don't have buying power beyond your cash balance, number one. And number two, you can't short stocks. So those are two, fairly significant disadvantages, and it's why it's not going to be my primary trading account until it's at least above 25,000. I am limited to only 3 day trades per week. So I need to write down on my calendar here, let's see, that I took 1 day trade today, and that means I'm down to 2 day trades for the next, for the rest of the week. So it's actually in a 5 day rolling period. So it doesn't reset on Monday. It's 5 day period. So I should probably use a different color pen so I really keep track of this, but I'll just write here, IRA day trade number 1. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a slower process growing this account above $25,000. It is, however, a margin account. I don't have to wait for the trades to settle, and that's why I opened the account with Interactive Brokers. If I opened it with E-Trade, I would have to wait 2 days for this trade that I took today to settle, and it means I wouldn't be able to take a trade tomorrow because the cash is tied up waiting for settlement period. So the nice thing with TD Ameritrade and Interactive Brokers is that they give you margin. So it's called settlement margin. So you can day trade the account, in other words. But anyway, so let's go and look at the trades from today. So very first trade of the day was LTBR in my main trading account. I didn't take that trade in Interactive Brokers. So LTBR was on our gap scanner this morning, and this one I was watching closely. As you can see, I'm down $55 on the name, which is a little disappointing. So right out of the gates, I was watching it for a break of pre-market highs. The pre-market high was 262, so I got in at 260 and 265 with 7,500 shares. I then sold it at 270 and 274 and 262 for a $500 profit. So green on that first trade, which was good. So that was a gap and go setup, getting in for the break of the pre-market highs. The second trade was getting back in at 74 as it started to squeeze up. And you can see here, I got back in at 74 and 75. That was right, where was it? Yeah, it was right in this candle here. We tapped a high of 82. I sold at 81, 77, and 79 for like $300 profit, or 250. So I was up about $800 on the name after those 2 trades. All right, so at that point, I'm done on LTBR for the first gap and go trades, up $800 on the day. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, sit tight and wait for a scanner alert. So then the first scanner alert that I saw was MNGA at 384. So MNGA hits the scanners, and I'm like, okay, this is what we generally do. We wait for stocks to hit the scanners, and then we jump in. So I jumped in MNGA at 390, 395, 395, 395. So a little aggressive on the size. Of course, at this point, I had a cushion on the name, or on the day. And when I looked at this, what I really liked was it has a recent reverse split. Stocks with recent reverse splits, and KBSF is a really good example, can sometimes put in exponential green days. So here we go, right here, reverse split. Next day, it squeezes up to 425, and within the next 3 days, it hits $18. That's the recent reverse split potential. So when I saw that this was a recent reverse split, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I got to jump on this quick. So I jumped in quick thinking it would really open up. Obviously, I was wrong because it didn't hold these levels at all. So I'm in at 390, and this was the first trade in my IRA account. I got in, unfortunately, with my demo account at 431. So basically what happens is I type in here MNGA, and I didn't have my hotkeys set up because I knew that I wanted to max out my buying power, but unfortunately Interactive Brokers doesn't allow you to use the hotkey where you buy based on the percentage of buying power. So what I was doing with SureTrader when I had my really small account is I would buy based on 95% of my buying power. So my buying power is 8,700. I would say, okay, buy 87, well, let's see, 8733 times 0.95 is 82.96. So I would say buy $82.96 worth of that stock. And it would be some odd number like, well, let's see, divided by 430 would be, I guess, actually 1,929 shares. So it actually would have been less than 2,000. So probably if I had pressed this order with my live account, it would have rejected the order. But anyways, it filled in the demo account, and because this here is showing the demo, I would have had to go and select this. Now, since this trade, I've set up my hotkeys so I can do a hotkey for 2,000, for 3,000, 2,000, and 1,750 shares. And then I can press the enter button when I'm ready to take that trade. So I've got that figured out. But so my first trade was a little bit of a screw up because the whole time I was in it, I thought I was in it with real money. And so when I sold it for $660 at 464, I was like, nice. That was solid. Good trade, almost 10% in growth in the account. And then I looked up here and realized, wait a second, that's not my account number. Dang it, I screwed up. So that was disappointing. In my main account, I sold at 330. I added at 330, added again at 430, added again at 469. I really thought this was going to tap $5. I was being aggressive. And I ended up stopping out at 450, 460, and 448. And I guess all the way down at 396. So I stepped up to the plate on this one. I thought it was going to be a really big win, and I guess I was wrong. So $4,600 is still a good trade, but I was trying to be a little more aggressive on that. So anyways, kind of a bummer there on both sides. I screwed it up on my IRA account, and I was just too aggressive in my main account. But $4,600 is good. So at that point, I was up like 6,000 on the day. I then got back into LTBR here in my main account at $3. This was, and as you can see, MNGA did not hold up at all, which is really a shame. It had a lot of potential, and it just totally broke down. So LTBR, back at this one, I got in here as it started to squeeze up, as it broke through $3. So I jumped in at 3, added at 312, sold 325, 332, 324. So that added another $1,000. And at that point, I was up $1,700 on the name. All right, so that was $1,700 profit on LTBR at that point, and it put me up, I don't know, $8,000 or so on. No, it put me up $6,000 because that was before the CHCI trade. So then I took CHCI. This one hits the scanners, and I fumbled my hotkeys again. I pull it up, and I press, as soon as I pull it up in my level 2, I press Shift 1, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to prepare my order to buy 3,000 shares. And it fills the order at $1.93, and I was like, whoa. I thought I had that hotkey set up to load the order. Right here, load, not send the order. It sent the order. So all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm in this thing. So then I was like, okay, I'll add in my main account too. Now I'm in the trade. So I added at 212, 214, 216 in my main account, and then it's halted. So it's squeezing up, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'll try to add around the $0.50, 250, something like that. It ends up opening and squeezing up and tapping 260. I added at 217, and yeah, I guess that was the last place I added, was 217. I think I added there out of the halt, though I had the order ready to fill, and once it resumed trading, that's when I got filled. I'm pretty sure it was when it resumed trading. So 955.
Yeah, because I knew I was filling out of the halt. But anyways, I think going into the halt, I had like 8,000 shares or something like that. And then this order filled as soon as resumption. I sent the order right before the halt. So we got a high of 260. I didn't sell up there in my main account. I ended up stopping out as it came back down at 230. And in my Interactive Brokers account, I also sold at 233. So $1,200, 3,000 shares from 193 to 233. So that gives me $1,200 of profit there, which is good. You know, overall is a good day. So $6,316 plus the $1,200 puts me at $7,516.04. So green is good. It's a good day. Growth in the small account. Now, if I had taken both of these trades today, I would only have one trade left on the week, but I'd be up like, almost $2,000 on the day. That'd be like a 20% growth in my IRA account, which is awesome. But obviously, it's challenging to try to flip back and forth between two screens. It is not easy. And today I, was a little tired from traveling over the weekend and stuff like that. So it's probably contributed to fumbling a little bit on these orders. But, fortunately we had good momentum and I was able to capitalize and lock in some profits. So another green day, plus $7,500 is terrific. So that puts me on the month at $75,592. We are $25,000 away from the 100K month, and we've got, seven trading days left. So $3,000 a day average, just about would get me there. That's the spot that I'm watching for this month. I really think I can do it. And it'll be combined in my main account and my IRA. But my IRA is going to be a smaller contributor. Now, I'll say this IRA account was funded from the gains of my main trading account that I started with $583. In the separate video where I talk about how I set up the account, I'll explain why I'm starting with $8,700 instead of the $11,000 that I had initially planned to start with. But the way you take the way a high income earner like myself gets a Roth IRA is you contribute to a traditional and then you convert it to a Roth. And so it's called a backdoor conversion, and you can do it at any time during the year. So you just have to, I think you have to pay your tax or something on it, but at the time of conversion. But in any case, that's what you do. And I had a financial advisor help me set it up. So now it's up and running, and I'm ready to start growing this account. $25,000 is the first benchmark in this account, because once I get over 25,000, I can day trade more than 3 times a day, right? Or more than 3 times a week. Right now I'm limited. So it's, probably going to take a couple months or something to build it up, unless I get lucky and I get into a trade that, goes up 100%. But I'm just going to pretty much trade the same way I would trade my normal account and just accept that it's going to take a while. If I try to swing for the fences and go for home runs, that's going to get me into trouble, right? I'm going to have trades where I am up 30, 40 cents. I don't take the profit. It ends up turning into a loser. And I can't let that happen. So I just need to make steady progress on this account. And, the first few trades make a big difference because it's going to build up my equity. Tomorrow I'll open with, close to $10,000. So that's a big jump forward. I'll be able to start going in here to my hotkeys, and the way I made this little sticky note, shift 1 for price under $3, shift 2, price between $3 and $4, shift 3, price between 4 and 5. And I'll just be able to keep updating that. So when I press shift 1, it'll be not 3,000 shares, but 3,300, 3,400. And I'll just keep slowly increasing those until I'm taking, 5,000, 8,000 shares or whatever it is per trade. All right. So anyways, that's it for today. Finishing the morning up $7,500. Green is good. We'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15, pre-market analysis, and hopefully we'll see some good opportunities again tomorrow. I'd keep LTBR on watch today if it can get back over 3. And I forgot to say, my last 3 trades on it, I got chopped out. I got in it 3 times and lost 3 times in a row, which is how I gave back the $1,700 of profit that I had on it. So that was on these candles right here. I got in right here for the break of 3, stopped out on the drop, got back in right here, stopped out on the drop, and got back in right here and stopped out on the drop. I kept thinking it was gonna open up over 3 and squeeze and hit 330, but it kept not happening. So after 3 losses in a row, that's my cue to throw in the towel, and so that's why we're finishing the morning here a little on the early side. All right, so anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys had a good morning today. And those of you on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to leave comments in the footer or below the video. I'll come back and answer those later. And I will see all of you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you guys in the morning.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.